we have a whole dog daycare here that, you can help me continue to develop the brand and, just like all the things. And she has amazing ideas. So as she's going through college and, like she's technically my receptionist, if she wants to learn how to do social media campaigns or email campaigns or just like whatever, it doesn't matter. Like, absolutely. You can absolutely try that. Yeah.
I love
So that's,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's a big deal. That's a good
Yeah.
one. I made
I
a
actually,
huge mistake with
mhm.
somebody and I mistakenly thought that they wanted to move up the ladder like I would want to, but it
Mhm.
turns out they didn't. And it's been the only person that's left my company since I started that I didn't want to leave. She didn't want to be promoted. She just kind of wanted to come to work and mind her own business. And she was a good girl. So, you got to make sure you're communicating with your staff and not
Yes.
assume what they want. Not, don't give them
Communication
what
is
you
so
want, right?
important. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely agree. And so the fourth thing that I would say is I probably would have hired faster and then written everything down. The faster that I can pull myself out of whatever this task is, the faster I can grow and start working on that next thing, right? But you need to make sure that you are providing adequate help and encouragement and support to those that you're training to, right? Which is why I always make sure to write down everything. We do it one time, write it down. If I have to say it two
Yes.
times, that's inefficient, right? So
Yes.
a lot of the times I see entrepreneurs get stuck in a job that they've created for themselves because they're still doing the same tasks over and over again. And if they had written that down and they had gotten somebody else to do it instead and learned it, they would have been on to the next thing.
Got it. Man, that's all of that is really good advice. Like you are a CEO and it shows, right?
I
A lot of
appreciate that.
entrepreneurs created themselves a job, but it is clear that, you know what you're doing. We should be going to you. You should be in score. We should go ask you questions.
And sometimes I'm not saying that entrepreneurs need to like move up faster than they need to. Sometimes for
Yeah,
you to
build
understand
a good
the business,
foundation, of course.
yeah, yeah, to understand the strategy and to really understand what is needed to succeed in this position and what numbers do I need, what KPIs do I need to know, and data points do I need to know to really know that this person that I put here is now successful in this position. And so there is a balance to things. Um, I just see so often that that is a problem that I want to mention that because I don't see too often, entrepreneurs tending towards the other way.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's really good. Like that's what my whole practice is about. I mean, with the dog daycare, I gotta be honest, I meant to create a job for myself. That's what I meant to do. But sometimes life makes a mockery of your plans. And so I got laid off in April and I did work at the
Wow.
dog daycare every day for 10 weeks, but I knew I had to go get back to work because there was no way. I mean, it would be a miracle for a dog daycare to break even in the first year. And actually, I'm hearing from a lot of people, it's can be 2 or 3 years. Now we've been very fortunate. I don't know if fortunate's the right word, but I've done as many things as I could possibly do to make sure that we break even as quickly as possible. Like we
Yeah,
actually
that's
made
amazing.
yeah, I mean, we made a profit in December. It was our eighth month, but everybody can make a profit in December because it's Christmas and we Americans love to spend money in December. But we're having our 1 year anniversary this month, and I think we're going to break even this month too. And I think we'll be hovering right at that, am I in the black, am I in the red? And I don't work there. Like I only work there on Saturday morning. Like that, I it was on accident. Like I wanted to do it the other way around, basically build it up and then kind of retire into that role. But what ended up happening was I got laid off got to learn that role kind of in, I don't what like
Yeah.
crash course fashion. And then I had to get back to work because now I gotta pay all the bills off that I accrued while I was laid off. So yeah, it's
Yeah, yeah,
interesting.
that's the dream. That's what everyone wants, is to build and then have it continue. And for those who are passionate, and that's actually something I would really suggest is do something that you actually want to do.
Yeah.
Because it's going to make it so much easier for you to grind and you're gonna have to. The years are gonna fly by, but if you love what you're doing, you're just going to be excited for the growth. You're going to be excited for the impact that you're making, and it's not going to be a job to you, right? And you're
Can you
going to
say it
do
again
better.
about the grinding though? Like, tell them about the grinding. Tell them about how if they are willing to put in the amount of effort that most humans can't for the first few years, they'll be able to enjoy a life in the next few years that most humans can't.
Yeah, it's the long-term vision, right? Are you
It's
making
the
long-term
long term.
decisions or are you not? And that means that you would need to be willing to sacrifice now. And sometimes that's food, and sometimes that's sleeping, sometimes that's like having hobbies that take money that is sometimes like friends or Netflix, right? And so if you are consistent and consistently doing more than what somebody else is willing to do, you're going to have results that are higher and bigger than what
Yeah.
somebody else is not willing to do.
Yeah, but it's not going to be instant. Like you're not going to go into business
No.
for yourself and be a millionaire in the first year, two, three. You've been at this for 9 years. So that is why you sound like an entrepreneur because you already have a whole leadership team that you lead.
Yeah. And it never stops, right? It like if we want to keep growing, then I need to continue being here, right? It can continue growing without me, but like you are the business, right? You build something that like it is your baby. It is like in
You
part
set
you.
the vision.
Yeah, and so yeah, it never really stops, but if you've chosen the thing that you want to do, then you can. And I want to bring it back to like what you were saying, you're not going to see the results immediately. It's like working out, right? Nobody expects to have a
Yeah.
six pack like the second day that they've done it. You're going to need to really grind it out. And
Yeah.
you're not going to want to do it sometimes, but really consistency is key. If you keep at it, one day you're going to wake up and you're going to be surprised at where you are.